Good morning. It is currently free practice at Brands Hatch. You have to bear with me while I just test that everything is working for the stream. We've got a long 6-hour race ahead of us. On top of that, qualifying at some point. So, this is my moment to make sure that everything is working as it's supposed to, that I'm not too loud, the game's not too loud, etc. So, just give me some time just to sort some of this out. You have to bear with. So, I will leave you. I can get to the right section. Put some more cameras, just while I sort that out, see if they're why. Here you go. hello. We are well into practice now, so I've returned. Hopefully I'm not too loud, and if anyone disagrees with my audio settings, please do let me know. I can adjust them. So, you'll have to excuse that some of the cars don't seem to have liveries. I believe that's down to me as opposed to them, because most people have done some really nice liveries for today's event. I was testing it yesterday while people were practicing, but it seems like all of them. So, the schedule of today. We've got this practice for about 20, maybe 15 more minutes, and then we'll be switching to qualifying. Now for qualifying, the times are going to vary, but we're looking for maybe more kind of faster times at 122s, all the way up to maybe 125s and beyond. 122 is kind of the region that most people racing are going to want to be in to be competitive for today's qualifying. Brands Hatch is quite a narrow track, quite a fast track. So there's a few points where overtaking is very difficult, but can happen. But because there's a lot of fast sweeping corners, it requires good qualifying position. So, well, I say that. It's also an endurance race, so it's also getting pretty consistent laps, because it's quite an unforgiving track. If you go off, there's not a lot of run-off space, the walls are quite close, well, and the gravel traps certainly aren't forgiving. Nor is pit entry, being where it is, just after clearways. Yeah. Hand lap. Switch just some other cameras to see what people are up to. It seems I'm not the only one who's seen missing liveries. This is fine. Right. And we'll return imminently as I check that the audio has been fine up to this point. Alright, great. Nice to know that my voice wasn't too loud. Just had to walk to the other end of the room and double check. Check out there first. Because I'm not away from Cambridge. That definitely sounds right. There we go. Just keeping an eye out in case I need to restart for some deliveries, but unfortunately it looks like we might be missing some. Livery showing. Then probably my favourite livery, the Lexus. Livery is also showing, that's good. Ooh. Almost just proves about the pit exit, how dangerous it can be, especially in the endurance race where there's 6 pit stops expected for most teams. That pit exit is going to hopefully not cause any problems, maybe ruin someone's beginning of lap, or throw someone off as they start to stint. A little wide there. It's the Lexus. They're in pit lane. Okay, that one's working. That one's working. Is working. That's nice livery. Ooh, very busy at this corner track. What's going on there? Some on-track action during pre-practice, you can see. Oh, now we have a spin. What has happened there? Let's see if my replay function works at the perfect time. Let's go for a 10-second replay. If it works. Nope, wasn't it? It needed more than 10 seconds to get the replay from there. At least the replay function works. Replay function does work. Looks like I'm going to need to keep an eye on that, although admittedly it's kind of difficult with the broadcasting tool. It seems like this is something. It gives me some automatic replays to the best session notes, but it's not giving me. Normally it used to give me warnings, items, and thank you guys. Let's look at the times people are currently putting out. You got Ben Crook at the top in McLaren 720S GT3 Evo, the lap time 123s, so maybe still warming up. Quite a large looks of things, but again, we're looking for 122s qualifying times. I imagine most of the drivers out for pre-practice at the moment have got a full fuel load, and they're not really trying to get. They're probably just trying to get into the swing of things, because that's going to be more important for the race. But 123, what looks like a large fuel load, I guess they will be fine. And then obviously the big batch of Ferraris afterwards, popular car, hitting the 124s for most of them. Mulligan laps, of course. E. Parker with a second currently for times with 124s. 8 laps on the board, yes. So looking for. Let's see. I didn't make a spreadsheet for this. Some overtaking action from the Spider Lexus. Love to see it. Please only for practice. It's set to be a nice and clear track. By clear, I mean as in we're not expecting rain. The weather is meant to be clear, nice and warm, which is weird the UK, because this is a track based in Kent, a track that I've also been to, which if you haven't, I would highly recommend. It's very nice and very easy to get to. I spent my whole time sat on clearways, which we're nowhere near currently. We're up just past 30s, going down towards Hawthorns here. Hoping that I keep the corner names in my brain during the race when it matters. What we'll do is if they go for a second lap, I'll take you for a lap. Onboard lap where I can explain the corners that they're going through. Just so you kind of learn this track. I say learn, I'm not that very fast at this track as they go on. So we'll go for a lap here on the Spider Lexus. Coming around clearways, down the curve, on to the start-finish straight. Start lap at Brands Hatch. Unless they stop, then I'll have to switch something else, which should be annoying. Okay, here we go. Alex Hill, you're going to shift down, watching the apex. You don't want to go too wide here. And then you've got to really make sure that you get on the brakes, probably for Druids, because it's unforgiving, especially if you don't quite get it in the way that you want it to. Got to bring it out to the right. Pick a braking point, not that one. As the Spider Lexus starts floating. Well, that was a lap that I didn't get to finish, so we'll switch to someone else. See where they are. They're about to start a lap, but I guarantee if I start talking you through the lap, they'll come off there. Maybe I'll save that for qualifying, when people will be doing more of the speed flying laps. I mean, I would suspect at this point people have set up their oh, sorry, have their setups ready. Pardon me. Oh, this session. Way to check it. Check it. That's not a way to check it. Okay. Oh, fine. But yeah, I've sorted out the issues I was having. So I can tell you that we now have 5 minutes remaining of practice. It appears, silly me, I was using the wrong tool directions. So now we can get a bit better with the camera shots, to be a bit more helpful, and we need to check the replay function works fine. But this will help give me, one, the stints that people are on, two, the qualifying times, and what's actually happening, because I thought I had that, and I was like, I'm convinced there are statistics I'm missing. It's because I was. So, because we're still in free practice, let's go for a free practice replay test. Does it work? It does do a replay. That's good to see. And will it revert back to real time properly? 2, 1, and it should bump back to real time. Great, that's what we like to see. See what cameras I got on the correct tool as opposed to the wrong tool. And the yellow flag there. Oh, they just got off. It's fine. 3 minutes remaining of this free practice session before I think we go straight into qualifying with no break. I might be wrong about that. So if there's a longer break, you have to bear with me. I am a little quiet. What if I lean forward a bit? Does that help? I got a microphone that I'm not sure on. Is that better? Flying lizards? If not, I will turn up a bit because I was messing around with voice gain items earlier. I'll keep an eye out for what you say. Maybe put it up just a touch. There we go. That's just a touch. As long as you say that's okay, then I'll leave it at that. If not, I'll increase the gain just a little bit. Now it's better. Thank you. That's good to hear. one of these things where the only way I can really test it is by muting myself and walking to the other side of the room to see what is happening. Hello, everybody. Everyone. A little quiet. It's not like a game. How is that? Is that any better, or made it worse? Is that better? If it's a little quiet, then I can maybe change the gain again. It's difficult, because I sort it out, and then it depends how I sit. It's fine. We've still got a minute of practice. A minute of me practicing and making sure I get the audio right. Because I have the game. Okay. Possibly. If not, I'll walk to the other side of the room and listen to myself again, which I love doing. Is Nico doing it solo now? I had a spreadsheet that I generated from yesterday with the times that people were doing. And I think there were a few solo teams. But if you've... yeah. We have a lot of solo teams, actually. We have 8 people who are running the race solo. Lots of Nico. Yeah, So if Nico's now running solo, that'll be 9 people running the race solo. 9 seconds remaining. Of this, looking at the entry list according to my race director, yes, we do have Nico running solo here. Aston Martin, currently in the pit, so that doesn't really matter. Still have a few out on track. There we go. As we're going into the wait time of free practice. So we'll see who stays out. Okay. I don't know if it's going to put me into free fall because I'm not actually on track. We still have a few drivers on track. So I better get some water to prepare myself for qualifying. Oh, nice more liveries at work. That's good to see. Although more of them were broken. I think we do have a pretty full grid, and I did sync it before I came on. There we go. Not sure how this is going to work. If it's going to chuck me out or not. Hopefully it won't. But we are into qualifying nice and early. Let's see. Why is it showing it to me like that? Oh, that's not correct. There we go. Ooh. So we'll follow someone out, as they are the first one out here. A name that I'm not going to pronounce, in the Spider Lexus. I think probably my favourite livery, if I'm allowed to have a favourite, to start off qualifying, just in the outlap. So again, the times we're not expecting, 122s to 125s. So that's kind of the range, depending on how fast people are themselves, how they want to do. So let's see what times people can get. Bring me for a lap as well. Because hopefully they'll finish this one. But they've gone out early, so they might struggle with people on pit exit. As they come around a curve to start their first flying lap. Let's see what times we have. putting in tight down Paddocks Hill. Towards Druids. Luckily no traffic coming out of the pit lane. Section that I always struggle with, getting the braking point just right to get onto the Cooper Straight, which has done fine with bollards already missing, as would be expected at Brands Hatch. Going left through Surtees and up that hill, watching out for the weird bump, which I always hit, and down towards Pilgrim's Drop. Picking a braking point quickly to go right through Hawthorns. Trying to keep that throttle planted to the floor, not go too wide. As you get ready for Westfields, where you just ignore the corner and go around it. Nice and stable. It is a Lexus, but it's still stable. Very, very nice, clean lap. Get our first time on the board. Going to Clearways, undercar curve. And let's see what time will be the first time that we get on the board. That is a 1:23.8. So close to the 1:22s. As we have White put in a 1:24. But yes, currently that 1:23 lap that we followed from the Lexus is winning. As I say that, we have Kevin Tutlick put in a 1:23.5 with Ben Crook closely following with a 1:23.7. Lap times are going out quickly. And everyone's only done their first lap with 26 remaining to qualifying, so plenty of time. Oh, as they lose the ridge, just a little bit, just a touch. Going a little bit eager. Lots of varied purple sectors. We have Best Sector 1 being held by Casson, Best Sector 2 being held by Seattle. Rubbing my steps are correct. So let's have a look at someone else starting with flying lap. So we have a few drivers in the pit lane. Stay on board as Kevin goes, maybe not this lap because of that small mistake earlier, but goes for a flying lap, I imagine, after this one. Liam Deary here in the Aston Martin. Put in a 1:27. Maybe because of the traffic, it's quite busy out on track currently. I'll say all bar 3 cars out of 28 are on track, which is busy, very busy. As we have a new fastest lap of 1:23.2 from Ben Crook. Nice. Oh, we're getting close to the 1:22s. But it's all close at the top. We look at the times. But we've got 1:22s. Got not a lot covering that top. The top up to 12th place, there is only a second separating all of these drivers in the times that they're having. So, very quick already, with 24 minutes still remaining. As we have a yellow flag. What's happened there? Let's try for a replay, if it works. Just looks like they weren't settled maybe after Druids, or they've just pulled over to the side, kind of a bit on the racing line. Or they were letting faster people through so they could set up their lap. Maybe not as bad as before. Jump on now to the Spider Jag. Conrad, one of the fast drivers, I've been told. Starting to pick an unusual car for an endurance race. Can't say myself that I've been in the Jag. But I think I have a nice livery. Currently in the 1:23s. So we have another yellow flag. Oh, no, never mind. They just pitted. We know what happened there. They have pitted. Probably just changed some things. I'm not quite happy with the setup that they picked for today. have a new fastest lap. Kevin. 1:23.1. Very close. That 1:22 range now. As it looks like, stuck in a bit of traffic. Looks busy here. He is currently 100th up on his last lap, so he is already looking at a fastest lap as he's struggling in traffic here. Coming around to clearways, he's still up. He still beat the current fastest time. And I think he's backed out that one. Who else have we got improving? Ben Crook improving. Might just nab the fastest time, and he does. A 1:23.007. Really cutting it close there, but the fastest time we currently have on the boards. It's a shame that it looked like that Butik had to back out just at the last minute for what could have been the fastest lap, but was struggling with traffic because we have lots of yellow flags. What's happened here? It's just people letting others pass. We have a stopped car. Did that stop to pull over to the side? No, it does just look like they just touched the curb. Maybe weren't too happy with it, and then they pulled off. Understandable. Yeah, I'm saying I'm not staying out in that qualifying. It is busy, isn't it? I can see Tony has decided to pull over there. I guess also struggling with business. There's a lot of yellow flags. There's some damage here on the AMG. Or was that just damage in general as they finish the lap and pull over to the side? They're still pulled over to the side. Hopefully everything is okay. And then other technical issues. No idea why this camera is showing that. People have dropped back into the pit lanes, I guess, refueling. It is busy. I think a lot of drivers are struggling to find that clearer as a labour cruise. It's busy. And you do indeed have 6 hours. 6 hours of racing to manage soon. A lot can happen in 6 hours. It certainly isn't going to be one in the first corner. Maybe in a sprint race, qualifying position will be of vital importance. But I think, you know, as long as you're happy with which side of the grid you were on for Paddock Hill, you should be okay. Kevin has slightly improved. He's slightly up in the delta, not by a lot. He's going to need to pull out a lot more to get that pole position, because with 20 minutes remaining, Ben Cook still has the pole position for 1:23, almost flat, basically flat. 007. Very close, very, very close. Down and delta, which mistake was made as we have a yellow flag. Everything okay? Whoa, that was close. On the racing line, what's happened there? The Spider Lexus, as it just, it's just brought up to the side. Or he wasn't happy with something. Or, in the world of sim racing, could have been a disconnect. Who knows? Another yellow flag. Oh, a little bit. Oh, that was very close. A little tap, it looks like. They've gone wide. Coming down Paddock Hill. They stood in the grass to try to stay out. And they've been very kind to not hit the the brake marker, but a very, very close call for that rejoin. That was very close. But I respect that they tried to not destroy the brake point marker, because it is a 6 hour race. I'll be surprised at the end of the race if we have any brake point markers. Very scary rejoin. Let's see who's improving quite largely on their delta at the moment. We have Robert back here in the Aston Martin. Almost half a second up on their current fastest time of a 1:24.03. Down in 18th. A little wide there. I'm sure they're trying to pull themselves out, especially when they're now, well, 0.6 up on their fastest lap. That could put them quite far above where they want to be. But they currently are, at least. As long as they hold it. They've got a nice clear, no traffic. They come round, start finish straight. Looks like they've just lost a little dash of their improved delta in that last sector. Half a second up. And there they are. They've gone from P8 to P11. With 17 minutes remaining. I'm sure they'll be happy about that. So 1:23.5. So quite a big improvement on their previous lap. As we have a new fastest time from Will Casson in the Pit Stop UK car, which looks like I have the livery set, but also looks like I don't. So I'm sorry about that. But that is the first time breaking the 122s that we have. A 1:22.885, and already improving on the next lap. The delta is already 0.2 up. I guess they've been rather lucky with the traffic in this much faster, I wouldn't say faster track, it's optimum now. It was fast earlier, it's definitely got, track's improved. Might already improved it. Who else do we have getting close? Kevin goes fastest. Just saw the pop in the corner of my eye. That's a 1:22.86 as they get beaten straight away by Will improving on their previous time. So we now have two drivers in the 1:22s, which is the faster time that we're looking for. And we will now see what happens. Hello, Danish Alonso. Welcome to the long stream that we're going to have today. See the yellow flag, probably just pulling. No, looks like they've gone wide. Let's have a look. Coming up to Paddock Hill. Pick their braking point. Maybe too late. Yeah, they've missed that apex. Gone into the gravel, and they've hit the wall. I imagine not the lap that they want to start with, so they put themselves into the pit. As we have both Kevin and Will improving their times. I also think they're literally following each other as well. They are. This Mercedes just moved out of the way there. Kevin's going to improve in the Ferrari. Let's see the time. 1:22.7 as Will comes, also up on his previous lap. Doesn't get it fast enough though. A 1:22.7. 7.2, so just ever so slightly slower than Kevin. As he pulls over probably to get more fuel. I mean, we've got 14 minutes remaining. We're getting close to crunch time. We only have 6 people in the pit, but I'm sure that number will soon increase. Go to refuel. Big Kevin struggling in traffic, almost second down on the last lap now. Loading amongst the traffic. Let's see further down. Who else is improving on their times sizably? Got here. Also on the Lexus for Broken Bones of Sim Racing. Currently 0.3. Up on their fastest time of 1:24.0. You have a big grid, so 25 29 isn't bad. Especially when you have Paddock Hill for the first corner. As they improve. That is good, a 1:23. Much closer to the range of the 1:22s. I'm sure many of these drivers are hoping for the yellow flags. Just all over. But Will's still out. Temporarily leave you as I acquire some water, because I do not have water ready. it's going to be a long one as my screen decides that it's not going to play ball. I've got to put the away from keyboard sticker off, and I shall return. No, there we go. Hello again. Wrong button. Two things. I have an addiction to coffee, but also, because I can't walk, it takes a lot longer to get coffee. So, I was making sure to time it just before qualifying so I can have the coffee and be all energized, ready for the race. There isn't, unfortunately, there isn't a auto play function for the qualifying, for the race, for the cameras and so on. So it's one of these things which I'll leave it on the TV cams when I'm not here, hence stick in the bottom corner. Also, other things happen, aka I have a dog. have a 15-month-old Slooky who loves going outside at random points and barking at me. So if you do hear him at any point, you can just say hi, Figgy. We'll ignore him. No, I'm kidding. I'll let him out. And I'll let him back in. Hopefully he doesn't happen to do anything too intense in the race. That'll be quite upsetting. Where are we now? We're in the 122s. 122.6s. So, almost reaching the 122.5s. Because, you know, Conrad being... I'm unaware. Wow. Conrad was P4. Just got beaten. Oh! Has a little drift at the end. How nice. But yes, indeed, Conrad is P4 in the Jag, which I do love. Hitting the 123 O's. Oh, damn. I know what that livery should have been as well. The Team South Park. It was the South Park livery, which doesn't work. That's a shame. Why is there a yellow flag for Will? No idea. This is just a thing. We'll follow on board still, Kevin, just for now. We've got 7 minutes remaining of qualifying. We've got 122.6 on the board. What's the yellow flags? What's happened? I think it's just pulling over, isn't it? Yeah. As David shows on the board as being 32 seconds up in the best lap, which is not correct, but really did make the app decide to go to them. I don't think they're 32 seconds up on the fastest lap, because the fastest lap is a 123. I'm not really sure why my race director is showing me that, but good for them. You are breaking the rules of racing by going 23 seconds faster than possible. Yes, as you point out, that is absolutely insane pace from Conrad in the Jag, a notoriously slow car, regardless of balance of power updates and weight changes. Ooh. A little bit wide there. Took too much speed for, I imagine. Actually, you want to see that lap now? It's understanding why the app's given me the... I mean, they're down in P20. The delta is definitely up. Let's see what David puts in. Did improve in the last lap. 123.5. Still P20 for now. 5 minutes remaining. So, with 5 minutes remaining, let's just kind of see where we are, gather ourselves, see what we can expect. Currently, we have Kevin securing pole position with a very fast time, 122.6. Then we'll have Will in the Ferrari, 122.7. We'll have Ben. Oh, as Ben improves, Ben has just stolen the last spot on the front row. With 122.7. 7-1. I say very nicely to that escape road. It's all very close. Will does not improve. Still with 122.7, 2 being the fastest. Then you have Tony, also in a Ferrari, 122.8. Then we have Nathaniel, 123.0. And Conrad in the unlikely top 10 Spider Jag, which is incredible for a Jaguar, as you pointed out. Did improve in that last lap, but it looks like they're starting the flying lap now. Currently, you're the fastest time in that car, all cars, 123.0. The delta is all over the place. We'll just follow him through and see what they can get in. Going down the super straight towards 30s. Currently 0.3 down on the fastest lap. In a clear track, so no traffic to contend with. So head down Pilgrim's Drop towards Hawthorns. Getting that braking point, slamming it right. Putting on the power early. Not touching the grass, nice for them. Over Westfields, ignore it, doesn't exist. Dingledale, Sheen Curve. Ignore it again. Nice. Still not up, half second down. Came around Sterling's towards Clearway. Yeah, I guess on that, yeah, they've pulled out with 3 minutes remaining. Or at least they're going slower. Let's keep an eye on the ball, see us improving. Yellow flag. Looks like they pulled to the side. Another yellow flag. Does look like they just clipped a curb. Let's have a look. Spider Lex is behind. I think that's Dale. Can't really tell. Looks like they've missed the apex. They've taken way too much speed through and became quite good friends of the gravel trap. The nice Spider-Man livery, which I do appreciate. 2 minutes remaining. Cutting it close. Kevin's improving. 0.2 up on their current fastest time, although they are now hitting traffic, which I'm sure they might not enjoy and struggle with. The cars in front are going a little bit wide. I'm sure they're trying to put him into attention and they move out the way for them. That's very nice. Round sheen curve. Still up, still looks like they might improve. And maybe not their last. Full pace lap, they get up pace well. How much to them? Clearways, Clark curve. Let's pass C. They're still up, so this will be their time to beat. Currently is 1:22.39. A very nice and fast lap. Of course, it brought off to the side and a little bonk on the wall. So that will be currently provisional pole, the time to beat. As looking across the board, everyone's struggling possibly with traffic. As it looks like we have the Spider Jag setting themselves up for a last-minute speed run. As Ben also looked like they were setting themselves up. They were 1 second down the last one, but it's all to play for now. Looks like for the remaining minute, Kevin's happy with that time, 1:22.3. And now everyone, that is the time to beat. Will follow Ben Crook as they tie to beat that time to try steal pole away with 57 seconds remaining on qualifying. They're currently up in the delta, but will it be enough? They need to find a big chunk of time, almost 0.3 seconds to get ahead of Kevin. Looking down, we don't have many improvements as we have a yellow flag. Looks like Tony couldn't get that corner right, and there's also we have another yellow flag from Will. Looks like they've ditched that. Them not improving. Men is improving, but would it be enough? It doesn't look like it, unfortunately. Nathaniel didn't improve, pulls to the side. Conrad, not happy with that lap, pulls to the side. Unless Ben can pull it out, it looks like Kevin will have qualifying in the bag. And Ben does not improve, unfortunately. That is qualifying done. We have others still on the track with times to improve. With Sanjin in the M&M car, improving the last lap. Maybe they'll increase some positions right at the final minute as they come around, still up on their delta. They improved 1:23.5. That's lovely. Right, let's see the times on the board. There we go. We have Ferrari, Tutik and Kevin up with the 1:22.3, the fastest, getting that P1 secured for them. Ben Crook securing P2 with 1:22.7, and then, well, Wilcasson only gives me the last names, so I'm gonna struggle. Casson, Tudor, Beaver. A lot of people in the 1:22s, which is kind of the high end of the times we're seeing. We don't really see 23s until Conrad in the Spider Jag, of course. But the top 10 are separated still by less than a second. So it was a close qualifying session. As we now get ready for the race. I say get ready, I'm not sure how my stream's going to handle this, or if it's going to break. Hopefully it doesn't, and there should be enough time. But well done, everyone. That was a great qualifying. Very close at the end, as Ben drops in a Good lap. We shall just wait to see. I presume it will just start the next session. I don't have any information to tell me how long the race is until it starts. I see some good sportsmanship. I might have to. I'm not sure. I will put it on break just until it's clear what's happening. So if you give me a second, we'll just be switching while we prepare for the race. There we go. It switched successfully. All is well. I wasn't sure if it was going to break on me, so I do apologise that I had to dip that. We have just a 5-minute wait. I think we have a lap. A warm-up lap. We should have a warm-up lap. I don't know what I'm saying. I think we will have a warm-up lap. So let us just gather ourselves, prepare, look down the grid as we see everyone getting themselves ready. Some cars floating, I guess, as they change setups, maybe drivers. So while we wait for that, I'll just remind you of what we're expecting today, race-wise, the kind of way we're expecting things to go. So, it is a 6-hour endurance race around Brands Hatch, a lovely track right in Kent, very close to home, and I mean that literally. I could drive there and it would take me 30 minutes. We have a nice and busy grid today of 30 different teams. Some people racing on their own, others in teams of up to 3. Last time, I double-checked the statistics of what I have. We have about 8 to 9 people racing on their own. That's them doing the full 6 hours. On their own. We have around 20 teams of 2 and around 6 or so teams of 3. We're representing about... I have lost it here. There is representation covering 29 different countries. Everything from... I can't even pick out some without being rude. We have around 10 people representing Croatia, Portugal, Germany, Brazil, Serbia, Haiti, Sweden, Canada, France, Denmark, just to name a few. I'm sure I, as drivers drop in, I will pick out a few for them, because it'll be unfair of me to... we have a lot of countries represented in the race today. Yeah, as I said, 29 different. The largest representation being one I checked last from Croatia with 10 drivers. Nice variety of cars as well, with some odd ones out. We have, of course, Conrad in the Spiderjack. We have one BMW, last time I checked, floating around in there. And a Mercedes floating around in there. Mostly, we're looking at McLarens and 2 Lexuses. some Aston Martins, and of course Ferraris, along with others. I'm sure we'll see them. They'll be fine. But I shall keep an eye out for when I can drop in statistics, information, and more just to help you as midlife crisis. Oh, hello. How are you doing? 2 minutes to the start. Joe Eliminator. Yeah, 13 live. Yes, I'm aware. I don't stream on YouTube. I don't stream. This is long story short. I stood up and ripped my knee, so I can't race. So I decided to commentate because it's the best way to participate, and it is the only way I can participate. I can't use my left leg. I can brake. Everyone else here can pick braking points. I can't. Well, at least that's my excuse. So yeah, that's what I made excuse earlier about it taking a while for me to get coffee because I have to hobble over with my crutches. I'm on G29. Any advice? Not really. I think advice for anyone who is starting sim racing themselves is just practice. Practice makes perfect. Sim racing is a sport of milliseconds as opposed to seconds. Every little helps. Right. Switching back to this, we have 50 seconds left to, I presume, formation lap. So, if you haven't already donated, please go to the GoFundMe link below. We are very close to our target. We are currently on 774 out of 1,000. So thank you so much, everyone,
30 seconds.
for your donations so far. If you haven't already, please do so in the link below.
20 seconds.
20 seconds remaining. If Charlie or Freddie are watching, hello to you both. I hope you enjoy the race. Likewise for Mum Vicky and Dad Tony. Hope you enjoy the race. Only one driver from Belgium. Okay. There we go. As we start our formation lap. A reminder that it's an endurance race, which just means that they should be a bit more polite to each other at the beginning of the race, the first few laps, while everyone gets settled in. Tyres will be cold, people want to get track position, but it truly is a marathon, not a sprint. As we have Kevin leading the pack here. Is that correct? I don't think it is. It's not Kevin being the first driver in, is it? It's Sanel of that team. Apologies. Sanel is racing from that team first. The on-screen graphic seems to be wrong. Let's switch to someone and back to someone. Hasn't fixed it. Or it is Kevin. Huh. It does seem like the on-screen graphics don't necessarily match who is racing. So if I get drivers who are in for their stints in teams of 3 and 2 wrong, I do apologise. If you're one of the few drivers racing solo, then I will not get your name wrong, and you will be the one racing. But Kevin, as it currently shows, is leading the pack. Getting everyone ready. Sure you'll want to, well, I won't say back everyone up. Oh, just kind of try to do the mind games. And hope for a clean start. Paddock kill can be horrific in the best of times, let alone with a grid of 30. But hopefully everyone will remember, it's a 6-hour race. I will talk for as much of it as I can manage. I do apologise if I don't manage. As we're coming now... Where are we? I get lost sometimes. Oh, there we are. coming down the clearways towards Clark Curve to start the 6-hour endurance race, PLR race for Charlie. Let's see a nice and clean start, as they'll all be bunching up to a side, waiting for those lights to go out. Waiting for the lights, which I cannot see, but we will hear the command as the lights drop. And it's a green light. Here they go, the cars are all off, everyone jostling for position coming towards Pallex Hill. Kevin keeps leading the pack. Let's try, well, you've got the inside line and some of the bollards go flying. Already it looks like, oh, we have a spin at the back. What's happened there? As there's mayhem already before Druids. Multiple cars off, multiple people losing and gaining positions. We've already had large drops of increases. A King there, for example, gaining 5. Lewick gaining 6, as we still have Kevin out in front, avoiding all of the carnage. That was not ideal. I'm sure the stewards, who said that they will be keeping an eye out, will be looking at that instant turn 1, as we already have someone pitting. Hopefully everything's okay for them. Kevin pitting? Or is that a restart? What's happened there? Or like disconnected? Huh. What is going on? We need to keep an eye on the chat. It looks like, and you'll have to bear with me, everyone, that, that the race is just broken. Everyone's being disqualified. Everyone's in the pit. Yes. Okay. Well, a grid of 30 has turned to a grid of 3. Everyone has been disqualified. This isn't right. I will keep you posted, as everyone is saying, well done. Good race. It was a very messy start. Oh no. Oh no. I knew the start was messy, but I didn't know that I've seen so many disqualifications. Hopefully no one's rank in SGP gets affected by that. All the servers are down. I hope not, because that would be dreadful. Is anyone out on track? We do have some people out on track. Who is still out on track? This is obscure. Things you can't practice, prepare, or anything for. Only 2 drivers weren't disqualified or given a time penalty. No. I'm sure the admin team is scrambling to work out what to do. I wouldn't drop into any voice chats for fear of heated exchanges. I will try and keep you entertained. Maybe I'll go through more of my random statistics. Well, I had mentally prepared for a 6-hour race, and we got 30 seconds before the grid got disqualified for a crash. Well, not much to say about that. Looks like everyone is in the pit. Maybe they'll fix it in a way where everyone gets sent out. They'll like remove everyone's disqualifications and then make them line up. It sounds like no one's on track. I don't know why I have the audio of someone being on track. No one is on track. No one is on track. To the server shakes room, thank you for dropping in and letting me know. I imagined it was the server disconnecting, server being wrong, or me disconnecting, and it was a very subtle hint from a set of Corsa that it's not happy with me watching and not playing. I hear some engines restarting. Maybe some people will be going out. Don't have access to any rooms where I can see anything fancy happening. And jokes about it being a reverse grid starting order inadvertently now. As I have all the wrong things up on all the wrong screens. I mean, currently some people have gained 20 positions. Like Bryce here. If they went out currently, he would be 20 positions up. Oh, I say that. Liam would be 22 positions up. Maybe we can take this time to enjoy some liveries while we wait. As I have a new subscriber. Thank you for the subscription. I appreciate it. I admit that the stream hasn't panned out the way I expected it to. So I apologise. If you have the time, please go into the description where there is a GoFundMe for Charlie, who the race is for today, when it gets underway. The clock is still ticking, but because it's not like IRL races, I'm not really sure how it's going to work, because we're currently 5:54. 5 hours 54 minutes remaining, but I'm sure that's not right. I hope no one from the race is coming to me for information. Oh, stint time was set to 45 seconds. So that's why everyone got disqualified. I see. If that is true, then as they're saying, they will probably need to change to a new server. Oh boy. Yes, stint time is set to 45 seconds. So a drive through each lap. Hence the disqualifications. There are some things you can't prepare for, and one of them is missing out a dot or putting seconds instead of minutes. So, I wonder what's going to happen now. Am I getting a message telling me what's happening? Okay. They are making a new server, so we will have to disconnect, reconnect. So I'll keep you entertained until we have the new server. Disconnect, reconnect. I'll put myself in a break at that point. I can only apologise. A false start. Or you could see it as a practice lap 1 for everyone, because it was a messy lap 1. Let's not deny that. I didn't get to the replay button fast enough, so unfortunately, we won't see what happened there. What can you do? I mean, I can keep drinking my coffee. I'm on Toaster and server. I think the server is being hosted by Sim Racing GP, SGP. One of the many services that you have alongside, like LFM, Low Fuel Motorsport, all of those kind of things. And the server just hasn't quite worked out in the way that they wanted to. Until the new server is up. I'm not sure. I can see that they've just said that they're working on it. I wonder if they're going to redo qualifying or they're going to input the grid. If I can drag someone in for an interview. Or not. Well, yeah, I'm going to go FK too. I'm not sure what's happening. I apologise, everyone. I will leave you for a second while I try and find out more information. Just put this here. And I shall return. Hello, update to everyone watching at home. Well, I say at home. I presume most of you are watching at home. You could be watching, driving somewhere, waiting to go somewhere, waiting at a train station, or even on a train. Who knows? But they are starting a new server because this one's broken. Due to some settings, you know, one of the fun things about sim racing. In real life racing, you don't accidentally set a timer wrong for stint lengths. But they have on this occasion. 45 seconds, wasn't going to cut it, so unfortunately it will be a server restart. Now what that does mean is they've worked out that they will, instead of redoing free practice and qualifying, I think they'll do minimal times, but then have the grid placed as it was in the qualifying session that we commentated on earlier. So it should be the same grid order. Admittedly, everyone in the racing Discord is very nice, and they've all agreed that they would love to still do the 6 hours. They understand it's going over, but they really want to do the best they can today for this charity race. Yeah, so that's what they're going to do. That's the only information I have. I can only, well, I say I can only apologise. You're stuck with me. That's why I'm apologising. But we shall wait for more information. And it'll probably be a server restart, so I'll put myself onto the break screen that I have. I will just edit it so it covers why I'm not here. And then, well, then we'll restart in the same order. There won't be any penalties given out for the Turn 1 incident, as horrific as it was. No one's going to get in trouble for that. I'm sure Brad Strong going down towards Druid, you just can't risk anything. And I'm sure all the drivers who made mistakes there have learned that. So, we shall see. There might be some dropouts in teams, so we'll keep an eye out for that. There might be some dropout cars, so we'll keep an eye out for that. But from the looks of things, everyone who said they were going to race, still going to race for the full 6 hours. And like I said, they won't we might have a qualifying session just to give people time to join, but it's not going to mean anything because they're going to go for free place. And if that doesn't work, again, I'm sure people will not get too upset about it because it's a charity race. I need to turn off Steam giving me notifications of people going online, otherwise you know all my friends are playing. Alright, let me put myself back on mute and I will join you back. Can I join you? Yes, I will tell you as soon as the server comes back up. Let me see if there's an update now. They're still setting one up. Okay, I imagine it should be about 5 or so more minutes. So I'll leave my AFK away from the keyboard sticker in the bottom corner. And I will get back to you as soon as an update from the admin team, who is, I'm sure, working very hard behind the scenes right now. So I'll be right back. Hello. I do now have an update. Due to the way the server hosting works, basically the race won't now start till 1:15. So it'll be a bit later. I think that's the only way they can get it to work. So basically a 45-minute break now for everyone to go eat food and then come back. Yeah, so everyone's a little bit upset about that. Okay, everyone's being very sportsmanlike. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to end the stream here so YouTube doesn't get upset at me. I will reschedule it to start at 10 minutes past 1. So if you're subscribed or if you just wait, it will come up with a notify me when it starts. And I'll start as soon as I have more information, basically, to that new one. So again, I can only apologise. You've been stuck with me. But technically qualifying and free practice out of the way. So it'll just be a solid 6 hours when the race starts at 1:15 this afternoon. Just imagine it's like an F1 race where they decided they want to change something and then it gets a delayed start. So I will end the stream. I will set up the new one so it gives notifications out from when the new race starts at 1:15. And I will see you all then. In the meantime, while you wait for us to return, you will see that in the description below there is the link to the GoFundMe. If you haven't already, please do. We can also read Charlie's story. And yeah, I will see you all at 1:15 or 1:10. I'm eager. I'll probably start early. Okay. See you all soon.